EG versus Gambit to go down. As they discussed, of course, Katowice was the last head-to-head. I think Gambit, however, are feeling a little fresher-faced and bushy-tailed after the runs they've had since Katowice. You can see the odds are leaning in that favor as well. I'm intrigued, Chad. I really am to see what EG lays down today. Nafny's got a lot of early tons info here. He's tucked in, and will he be checked, or do we get a little get-right flashback? Oh, bye. Mihu's gone, and we have a Biff in middle. Oh, every shot has connected. There's another one for Hobbit on the plate. Can't deal with Stan. Pesky T does duck under the bullets from that tunnel area, but he's just breezed at the top of mid. Bomb is loose, and a matter of time for Gambit to wrap this one up. Yeah, the low HP here is not going to help EG whatsoever, and it doesn't even look like they're going to get a plant out of this. Contesting middle, Inters takes down Breeze, and now it is just Stan. Boop. And there you have it. So, Chad, let's talk quickly through that veto and choice, side choice, just because it was a bit fruity.
It's the overpass one that's
overpass
curious.
T-side start for Gambit, yeah.
That right there is the curious choice, right?
Well, you don't find it curious that EG starting T on Gambit's pick?
This here of Dust2, no, not so much, right? Either way, I think we consider this to be the most 50-50 map we have in the pool, or one of the ones in discussion. But Overpass, when it's getting picked against you and it's a strong map for that of Gambit, I guess they don't want their CT-sided tendencies to be exploited. The T-side, I think they can feel like they can set the pace or the tone of that matchup a little bit more so. Trying to avoid.
Collateral, and now the nade. Boop. That is a quickie. Here comes the finish. Axel for 4. And knocks them down. It's going to be 3 from him. Shiro's scout does manage to draw some blood as well, but it was a quick and efficient eco. All things considered, didn't manage to pull too much util out of Gambit. Not got time for that.
Can I get this out of the way early? Right, we definitely have to throw a little bit of respect on EG's name, but I think I agree with the sentiment of Kassad a little bit more that this is where the train kind of comes to its close for them.
Oh, that's the assumption.
Yeah, but I want to kind of give them the first 10 rounds of this game just to see what level of firepower they're turning up with, because that was one of the key components, especially with Obo.
Oh, mate, get out of there. Ooh, Shiro. They are definitely seeing just an element right out of the gates, and this could be, exaggerated. But it feels like Gambit are taking a lot of fights early. They're not going to give you the full, lockdown, rigid CT setups until you force them out of them.
Yeah, so this is some issues early. Breeze going down to a Famas of that kind of rage and gets Axel short. We know Axel is a lame star.
Yeah.
But Breeze as well in his own right. So more of this damage is going to be limped on out, and they're just really dissuading. I think on the T side is where EG are going to have a lot of their struggles. We just heard from Breeze in that interview with Anders, saying positions are changing, things are changing, and that requires the players who are in the pack to take a little bit more initiative.
What is going on here? So Axel's pushed up long, and he's taken full doors control. So anything EG plan to do has the question mark surrounding that long push. Cirque is staring at it. Mihu's even coming around the world, so if Axel does walk in, he's actually spotted the bomb. I can't believe he's gotten away with that.
Oh, they can't go long now. This is completely locked down. That smoke's going to be there until about 30 seconds. Have to retrieve it, and then they're going to be funneled up cat in towards Shiro or back over towards B.
He's really going to be feeling that death. Axel can't believe his luck. He's completely just taken the wind from the sails. Even Inter's pushing tons. He might catch a glimpse of Mihu late with the bomb. Here's a chance. And that's the bomb lost. A big frag for Inters to provide, and the fact he lives is enough. His numbers on the board. Obo has to return to the site. 15 seconds.
They calling a save? They are. Well, this one's done. That's going to be the 3-0 for Gambit. They can't get the bomb. They don't want to give away these AKs. If they push in either direction, they're just going to be found out. Oh, no, this could be terrible. Nafany pushing in. Obo with the time if he takes him after. Oh.
Okay, he saves himself. A very red face there. His first frag, and it's just for survival. He keeps the AK and doesn't end up with a Glock and 350 in his pocket.
Yeah, that looked like it could have started to fall in EG's favor, right, with that stand kill onto Shiro towards A. But Inter's hero of this one, as well as Axel, with 2 very proactive kills.
Bye-bye, birdie. Mihu's had a bit of a screamer these first 3 rounds. He's not had fun. 0 and 3. First casualty on the pistol and run down over in the anti-eco and the following.
Oh, the buy isn't great either, right? These 2 saved guns. The next round is going to give 3,400 into the bank balance of Stan and Obo, but because they didn't get the loss bonus, they're working with only $50 and $100 respectively. So they will need to get the bomb down here to avoid Galil's going forward. To make the most out of this one here, EG. The tone has definitely been set. You're right, Gambit, they're not backing down from anything. More than happy to continue being in these jarring type positions early. Hobbit being a problem over towards Catwalk as well. And if you deny them getting short easily, that means when we do get into the gun rounds, we won't even be able to see the set pieces from EG come on through. So they're going to have to solve this puzzle quite quickly. And I actually thought that the woes for EG may be on that CT side. When we caught them the other day on Dust2, they loved doing some of these leans where they had Stan solo B bomb site, 4 guys playing A. They were very gamble heavy. And Gambit, oh yikes.
I mean, it's not going to cost him anything. It's just definitely, you know, an embodiment of the mindset there. That's the hinge smoke against some of his old teammates, the adren smoke against Hobbit himself. And it's not quite worked out.
Okay, well, they've gotten this cat controller. If they can blast through Shiro, who's over towards that mid-long position, they will still have to deal with Hobbit and Axar. Mihu looks like he'll be going either for a late cat or a late long flank, but it is just going to be this A take. In 30 seconds, Molly is extinguished.
Perfect. Yeah, and now they're coming. So Shiro has his AWP. If the run boost does connect, Shiro's in a prime position to pluck him from the sky. That's the missed shot. All onto Hobbit's FAMAS now. Shiro with some support, and the spray from Hobbit does at least convert one. Crouching under the scope. Big frag from Obo. Still Hobbit alive, even a dink. Yeah, Axel's finished the job, and now poor Cirque. It's actually Mihu, excuse me. Just trying to die before the clock reaches 0. Axel provides the overwatch, and yeah, Gambit are flying through the start here on the CT side. Obo, nice shot. Get some respect out of Shiro there. Giving him some credit where it's due. It did definitely catch him by surprise, but you can see a distinct lack of frags here, Chad. Breeze, Cirque, and Mihu currently nursing some goose eggs.
Oh, that is not what they want to be looking at by any means, and I think it's only going to get more difficult here. I mentioned the fact that we might see some Galils in play. Well, Stan's had to go down to 1 for Util. Obo's been able to get it with an AK, but he has nothing to his name. So at least the AWP's out on Cirque. Stan trying to get out long. He's very blind.
Very blind. Axar's not. And will convert. Quick trades. They're going to keep going. They're forcing the issue. Hobbit unloads his magazine, and Nafany can't believe his luck. He's pushing into some softened up opponents on the edge of the smoke. Locked in. Cirque's alone and does try and navigate his way away. He's blocked in the door. Bomb is still lost on long. Smokes have bloomed, and the rest of the round is history.
Good luck, Cirque. The AWP, probably the worst weapon for the job, unless they just stand in the open when this smoke fades. But there you go. Another drops, a nade 2, down to 14. And saving with 1 minute and 10 remaining on the clock, it seems highly unlikely.
How unfun. Like, we get to watch a really unfun 60 seconds of Cirque's life.
This is the thing, right? He could head over back towards B. He could try and save anywhere on the map. But look, Inters has just pushed up attack. Hobbit pushed through the long doors. Nafany's still spamming to make it think that's not the case. And Cirque's making all these sound cues. He's going to be dead about now. So there it is, 5-0. Those goose eggs still rocking along nicely.
They're
not
in the
even
nest.
any assists yet, Alex.
Timeout time. Yeah, okay, let's get that one started. Of course, it is worth highlighting, and we'll use this timeout as an opportune moment for it, is the recent removal of Zeus from the coaching position of EG. This is where, typically, a new voice would be offering his insights and opinions during this 30-second breather, but now it will just be primarily Stan and, of course, the rest of the squad.
I'm not even sure who chimes in as the 2IC. Right, that's an acronym for second in charge, for those of you who weren't a produce manager over at Woolworths. But this is where who's going to come out and say, yeah, mate, let's do this strat, or here's an idea that I've got. Is it Mihu, who has the European experience, but is still, you know, not really rooted? Well, no, he's not really established in the upper echelons of top tier teams. You know, he's always had his moments, he's had his chances, been in VP in the past. Do you turn to Cirque and Breeze, who seem like more of the quieter, conservative types? They'll do what they're told. They'll give you the flair when they need to. Or is it Obo, the rookie? But they have opted for a bit of a partial investment here. There's going to be some upgraded pistols, some light util around it. Hinge smoke will land this time round. Shot through the door as a warning. Nade skittles through and chips Obo down to 70. Another one over towards short. Stan cops the brunt of that. Cirque with a little bit too, and just being forced around the map with utility here. So back and forth EG go. But it looks like their eyes might be set on a bit of a mid to B split here. 3 towards the upper tunnels. Obo and Stan potentially late out mid. Hobbit CT spawn to deal with this, and pressure will be applied to Nafany and Inters.
Hello, Stanislaw. And the nade couldn't be timed to perfection. Oh dear, one by one,
here.
Straight through the smoke. Everybody's in the right part of the site. And don't even need to see their enemy to convert. 6-0, a nice find, and EG are looking a little lost. That was just the Armored Tech 9s. We'll get to see the full investment now, but I don't know what they can... Let's look at the spawns real quick. Breeze has a pretty decent long spawn.
Look at Cirque spawn with the AWP.
Yeah, not happening. Not happening.
It would even be late to cover the mid-cross.
Okay, now last time they tried to brute force long, it was quick and messy.
Yeah, give that one a cancel. It might just be the default spread here. They can't even really try and biff down mid, and the fact that they're sending Cirque over towards the tunnels early is curious in itself. Flashes out long, Shiro to contest. Breeze has made space, so this is a good start.
A much better start, and the fact there's no bloodshed, all that could be short-lived. Look at Axile.
Mihu's watching this.
He's making a beeline straight for the flank. Mihu's tight line is rewarded, and already an advantage that EG have not had before. This is the first time we've seen that first blood go their way. First frag for Mihu as well, but Nafany, undeterred, has taken space. Full tons control. They'll be able to gather resources towards A, should that be the final port of call. It looked very good for Nafany. He'll get info within the next 10 seconds. Hobbit has short for now. Pit, yeah, sure, you've got long. But step 2 will be breaking through the Gambit setup, which is currently being established. Surely, as Nafany calls it clear, they will start to move around.
Yeah, Inters could heavy rotate on over. Nafany will have to stay put into lower dark, however. So they can have 3 over towards this site. And I feel like EG know that they're up against it here. That mid push from Axile, that signified that very early. Cirque has now established himself in pit. The question is, do they just do the double cross on the long smokes, or do they pivot back?
Okay, Gambit, let's see what your plan is. The smokes are up. The walk is underway. Hobbit hiding, crouching around the smoke. He's hearing tags. They're starting to step in. Oh, he's got the off angle. Not enough for a frag. 5 versus 3. Obo extends their advantage even further. Shiro, oh, caught out and booked. Great conversion of the early frag. EG will make their first T round known.
Nice. Okay, well, they're on the board, and hopefully that can mean we get a bit more of a competitive half ahead of us here.
Well, that was only a product of Axile testing the limits of long.
And it still felt good for Gambit, didn't it? Just if Hobbit got 1 kill on that ramp, I think they would have been able to trade a little bit more efficiently there. So shy of their 7th, but the money's still there. The buy back out, U2 good, Kit 2 of which in play. And what is the response again from EG? Do they want to continue with a bit more of this default spread? Obo taking a lot of mid control. Late pressure on long, and nothing too fruity out of Gambit here. They're just going with the standard. Hobbit is already floating back over towards CT spawn to deal with any mid presence. So this is as default as things get for the Gambit CT defense. Looks like they'll wait for the fight to come to them this time round.
It was what we said they had to do, right? EG have forced Gambit to at least respect the opening stages. They get short for free this time. They're not battling long pushes and mid pushes. But they do get short. That's a small part of the map. A lot more to be taken. Shiro tries to channel them away from the site. And it seems like EG want to fully rehash this. Like, they have returned essentially to spawn.
What's Breeze lining up here? Nothing. I think he was just looking for a different angle, as the smoke will just land towards doors, and that sucks. That's going to soak 20 seconds off the clock.
Does that mean you just stare at it for until 25 and then you're doing a whole long short pincer in 20 seconds?
They're trying to set up here to walk through. Breeze is actually leering into the smoke right now, so they're going to try and isolate Axile.
Okay, and Shiro will respond as soon as Axile's under threat. Hobbit to react from Goose. Here we go. 27. Breeze, another death. 0 and 8. Obo, much better. Shiro tested on short. And he actually tucks into the side, rather focus his attention that way. Swing from Mihu. Oh, Hobbit caught completely in the opening. He knows Shiro is the last on site.
No
a lot of chance.
Cross.
They should be able to get the bomb across. Cirque is bunny hopping his way through. They can't contest the plant. It's a safe one. And a big find from Mihu. EG calling upon Cirque, and it looks like he's got a bit of info, and a shot connects. Inter's found on short, and Shiro thrust into a 1v2 he doesn't seem interested in.
Oh, that got very sketchy for a moment there. The smokes were already thrown on out as I took note, and they were in the site. So great stuff under pressure from EG. When it gets scrappy, I think that's when their individuals are able to shine the most. Under pressure, the shots hit. But that one, right down to the wire.
More impact frags from Mihu as well. I mean, don't forget the first round they converted was off his opener. This time he finds 2, just in the chaos of that gap in the smoke on the cross. Time was sensitive. Hobbit getting caught out as well. You got to give Obo credit for opening up the procedure. The proceedings. And this was the only frag Shiro managed to contribute.
That was... I understand what Nafany's doing because the time's so low. If he gets one of the two, then everybody else can collapse. But if he dies,
the round falls
that's
apart.
The other side of the coin. So Gambit will have enough money to rebuy here, but taking a bit of a timeout to talk things through. And as we take a look at the webcams, we can see that they still all haven't gone over to the Gambit facility. Axel looks like he's joined them, but Hobbit still appears to be operating from home. And that was a conversation point, was, okay, well, for Gambit, you know, this is an event for them. You know, they're probably just keeping themselves sharp for the later end of the year. We've got IEM Cologne coming up.
All right, well, this is definitely a bit of a resuscitation out of EG. Can they humble them further? Gambit, 2 on the chin in a row. And it looks like Axile, yeah, he's going to have to cancel his adventure long. They're straight through the molly. Now, previously, we've seen EG great capabilities in converting off of early long control.
Oh, this is the info play right here. How far will Inters go? Because they could just leave Nafany here posted on the line with the AWP to catch anybody slipping. Inters is actually completely clearing this out. He's going to look towards T-spawn. So this is a lot of information again. Maybe a pace change from EG is looking likely. His smokes have already landed, and they're going to cross behind these with still a minute 15. This is early stuff.
Very early stuff, okay. Shiro's mollied out. He cannot contribute. Wild bullets from Hobbit, all tagging, drawing attention. It's quick find from Cirque on the bodyguard duties. Bombs loose. They have the site. They'd love the plant. They plan to contest, I guess, from short. Util dumped. Obo can extinguish, and that's a no, he can't. Poop. He's in a problem now. That smoke's going to fade. They want to get the bomb down, but there's a boost coming in from Gambit to contest. I think through the smoke, there could be a frag. It's through the nade instead. Inters doubles up. Problems now for Mihu and Cirque. The long crossfire can work, and it is. Oh, Cirque! High impact from the AWP, and it's again these two, Cirque and Mihu, with their powers combined, a 2 versus 5. All the frags coming from Cirque and Mihu.
Captain Europe. Good friends with Captain Planet.
That's exactly what EG have been looking for. And let's see this bodyguard duties as I described it. He's just using that elevated position over the smoke. And this was a really important frag onto Hobbit. But so far, EG 3 for 3. Every time they get that long control, they've been making it work.
Yeah, so what's the response from Gambit here? The AWP for Shiro's back on out. Axel's dropped that one across by the looks of things. He's got nothing in the bank balance. So quite an interesting buy from Gambit. They're putting all their eggs into this Shiro basket, and they're even leaning over towards B with 4 of their 5 players. Nafany close towards the doors, and
right in his belly button.
Well, Breeze has walked out long here. Still yet to find a kill, but a lot of information granted, and might even be able to get
if he finds Nafany, which he
no. He was on 10 HP before that fight.
And he double dinks him with a USP?
Yikeroonies.
Excusez-moi, en français. You can't get anything more, right?
This still should be EG's round. Right? Even down a man. Shiro, he's...
Oh, wait. If Mihu gets caught by the AWP here, it's very possible. Yeah, okay, now there's an AK to be retrieved, but they'll take A. Right, he actually landed another dink. Damn, Nafany. Shiro flashed off, does not catch the first cross. Obo bounding towards Axile, and okay, normality is restored.
Take this AWP away, and they might not have one going forward. Shiro... once upon a time, I think there may have been some comparisons to a Simple-esque play style. I think these days we might be comparing it more to a Jame-esque play style. Not necessarily the most proactive AWPer, I think some might say. Loves a good save.
He's not going to get hunted this time either. But can't fault him for saving it when it was the only weapon they brought into it either. This is 4 now for EG, and that's all entirely consecutive fashion as well. So they have humbled Gambit entirely. We've got a game on our hands here. Let's see this whiff from Breeze. It's a nasty one. Oh, the double dink was swift, dude. 10 HP. Bruh, bruh, bruh.
Oh, wow. 3 bullets is all he really needed there. Good stuff from Nafany. If Mihu doesn't get 2 and Shiro gets like 1, Mihu gets 1, Shiro gets the trade, okay, like that's when you can start believing, but just a little bit slow on that peak. And here we go, guns back out. Both teams sitting pretty with the buys.
Back in business. Again on long, why not if it ain't broke? Don't fix it, Breeze, though. Oh, another find. This time it's his first. It's Hobbit that's cleaned up the mess. You wouldn't go through that, would you, Obo? That would be brave. He's evaded the nade, but 2 bodies already litter the battlefield in the Evil Genius jersey. They lost Axile in the fray as well. Inter's mantles up to hold up close. Now, EG have been hitting pretty quick, Chad. It's not like they're running that clock down. Is this just going to be another pop play? It looks like it is. Mihu's just walking in. Jiggles out. Inter manages to get away. He's being hunted. Would have loved a flash. Doesn't need one. He'll find the necessary head. Okay, Gambit, deal with it. Very quick round. The 2 frags coming in from that long hold really just channel EG into the other side of the map.
And that's the key, right? That's the first time that they've been able to stop it in that fashion. The multi-kill going in their favor to begin the round. And that's really left EG with no choices, right? Walking in on the timing of the smoke, it's another one of these situations. They get the kill, okay, they're in the bomb site, then maybe we start talking about a round. But that's what it's really just coming down to is, can they convert these fights? And this is a fast mid control. Very quick stuff here.
Counter flash keeps him at bay. Molly on the floor as well. Posted up is Cirque. A 3-man lean long side. Means they've conceded and accepted that short can be taken and occupied. They're trying to run boost him.
Well, they have to. Look at this. 3 smokes, 1 flash and 1 Molotov and 1:25 on the clock. So they have to put their bodies on the line. We're going to talk jiggle peaks, run boosts, more creative ways of finding openings and taking space, because that's all it's going to come down to. We're not going to see a pretty execute out of EG here in a round like this.
Lurk smoke dropped on B.
Very deep though, isn't it?
Yeah. Hobbit's at least been pulled to acknowledge the potential for that mid space to be taken. But the thrower of the B Lurk smoke heads to T spawn, so we all start to build a picture as to where this one is going. All of this short control, can they convert?
It's going to be very hard to just keep Hobbit over towards this side. That Molotov signifies that they only have 1 smoke for the mid to B here.
That might be enough, Chad. Obo at the front of the pack. Inters hanging out. A smoke to play around for the CTs. Nafany and Inters partner up. Just the one provided in the feed. So many coming in. And the smoke for him to try and play around. It's Stan, and he can't even make it good. Just like that, a round falls apart, and EG, again, bailed out, this time towards B.
Yeah, and I think the tell was that Molotov. I'm not sure if there were many footsteps made from Hobbit when he was floating back up from that CT spawn position towards A, but that's all Stan needed to make that call, and realistically, with the utility they had, that was the only call they could make. Inter's trying to chop off the legs through that car position. Nafany getting tricky with that smoke. Even had the shadow advantage on Stan coming out on that ledge, but wasn't enough to level up the playing field. And yeah, Gambit really don't have any other choices here. The loss bonus is starting to build nicely again, so this next round is going to be 2,400 in the back pocket. Hobbit could drop a gun. The same could be said for Shiro. I suppose Nafany could even buy himself here if he really wanted to. So they can facilitate another gun round here, Gambit. Stand with both of these. Great stuff, just cleaning out the site. 15 seconds left. If Nafany's able to be more of a nuisance there, that rotation much closer towards the B doors.
Yeah, I mean, that smoke, you could see what his intentions were. If they just struggle to find him for another 10 seconds, he is worth his weight in gold. Plenty of cash, though, it seems. Gambit just go straight back into the fray. They humbled EG just the one. Circus ahead. He'll be forced back by the flame. Quite a decisive call being made. They're all pivoting back towards the B side of the map.
Yeah, this is quick stuff. I guess a lot of utility dump towards long has forced this.
Oh, he actually does clip the wings of Stan. He's not dead. But Shiro connects on this door's side. And Hobbit finishes the job. Strong arms on Hobbit, all the way from Mordor, I think he threw that.
Oh, they're trying to finish B here with 3. Shiro's everywhere now.
He is, and they're not going to check for Inters. Perfect, as the incendiary pops to stop the trade. Obo is being hunted. Oh dear, Inters is burnt out as well. Obo, head on a swivel, capable of another potentially here. Hobbit spotted out. Quick find. And now, unfortunately for Cirque, he's all alone. Bomb retrieved, and that's a big step in the right direction. So he knows, let's build a picture of what he knows. He knows there was one last spotted in middle. Hobbit, who took down his compadre Obo, spotted in CT, now all nestled into B. And Axile responsible for the potential rotations. And look at this, Gambit pushing for info immediately. There's still 30 seconds and so comfortable. Hobbit just comes straight through, a sweeping gaze, and he confirms it's clear. Mid still a gap, Shiro acknowledges that, Cirque's up short, and Axile's the only frank he needs. Whoa. Well, makes the M4 look just as strong as the AK in Axile's hands at times. That's big for Gambit, and they will have now the rest of the funds required for these last 2 rounds of play. Can't say the same for EG.
Yeah, they're looking a bit battered and bruised. And I think Shiro may have just heard me saying he's not necessarily the most proactive AWPer. And this round, he's taken a kill in mid and then rotated over towards B. And well, they were the first 2 nails in the coffin for the 8th round. Gambit now sitting pretty. They've won the half, 8-5. And well, with this desperate buy from EG at the tail end here, it looks like they're going to have 2 average buys to close out the piece unless they can convert right here, right now. Molly denies Breeze a look in, and he's been denied a lot. Still sitting on 1 kill. Will need to come alive on that CT side.
Ooh, Shiro feels the wrath of Cirque's AK. Tagged through the doors. Tiny peanut angle, but force out some CT util. And short is under EG rule. What are you lining up for us here then? Breeze with the standard, Stan with the second. It could be the Vanguard smokes and go.
Trying to fake it. I think Stan's going to pivot back.
But Nafany's so ready for this. He's standing still, stalwart, in exactly the right spot. And here they come. Trigger discipline! Bit of a mess from Nafany. Late reaction.
It's all on Inters.
It is. And already tagging up Obo. That's something, perhaps. But Tunnels is a threat as well. He can't do it all on his own. He's looking the wrong way. And sticks his head into Mihu's crosshair. EG, you said they had to take this for a comfortable buy into the last round of play. They are so tagged up. Unconfirmed damage.
Oh, Axile, you can see his feet.
He can, and he will. Tap away. Axile might want to go for this a little bit, especially if Hobbit's got his reactions in check. Cirque's quick enough. Shiro's already looking to save, but Axile, he considered it just for a moment, awaiting that Stan window swing. Doesn't come through. EG will make it 6. I'm sure they're not going to be complaining considering the 6-0 start they conceded. Yeah,
this is a great comeback from EG, all things considered. I think here, Shiro and Axile will get to hold on to what they have. They're going to get 1900 in the next. They can drop. Gambit will have another buy, and this is the thing. With these saves, sure, it doesn't make for the most exciting Counter-Strike, but what they're doing is facilitating more and more opportunities where they can be threatening. Right there, they're unawares of the HP of Cirque and Obo. If they knew what we knew, they'd definitely be going for a round like that. If EG can grab 7 on the nose, take us into the second half as close as she can be, they have once again surprised, because this is Gambit's pick, and there has to have been a reason they decided to go into the Dust2 territory. Normally, you don't want to be picking a Dust2 or Mirage. They're the maps that are most in flux. Really hard to contain snowbally teams.
Oh, through the flames. Through the flames, Hobbit's not ready. Neither was Mihu doing the flashbang dance. A second has landed and Axile's already cut 2 down to size. He's lost Hobbit. Surely he'll get hunted down. That's what Breeze is up to. In good find. Keeps it level. Dust will settle. Shiro can't believe his luck. Stan just presses his head into the crosshair. Short no longer a threat. Inters has mid, and they can focus all of their resources into what remains of EG. Final round of their attack. They are flashed off. They don't choose to peek on it. Nafany has more in the bank. Oh, double peek. The AWP, surely. No, they just take the fingernails off instead. Shiro's got 2 targets. This P250 can finish it right here and now. 2 clicks of his mouse. Can't make it happen. Breeze and Mihu are turning it around for EG, and they can completely close out this half. We could have an 8-7 here. From 6-0,
he faked a short flash. They're both looking short. He faked a short flash here.
Not happening. Breeze converts. Another brilliant performance out of the individuals of EG. And they're making a competitive game out of Dust2, it seems. We'll be right back to bring you your second half and see if EG can keep Gambit on their toes in the second.
The most exciting thing about EG showing some face was the versatility in which they approached the game. Every round there was a different looking setup, whether it was an aggressive maneuver, whether it was a stack or an interesting setup on a bomb site. It's hard to read your opponent when they're already in a black box.
And it works so well. EG looking like a well-oiled machine.
They used the fact that the opposite team was quiet. They used their chances. They won the best of one. Suddenly they're in a position to go in a playoff. When you win that opening game, you get to breathe again, you know, and you know, if I lose this, I'm gonna be in a lower bracket. There is space for me to play this game, right? I feel they felt like that, and obviously the experience they had, they're like a breath of fresh air with these two new guys, you know, and then even if they don't make it, I think they're gonna be happy moving forward.
You have to stick at this point. That could have been it. That could have been the plan. Instead, the kills have to come through Suck. Oh, he's got the time, and he wins the round.
For a lot of teams, probably looked at EG and they went, well, they've just struggled in the NA RMR, but they came in with a lot of fresh looks, and by doing so, it makes them difficult to read. Their individuals on point, and their play style, I think it's a good mix right now. They've got that slower style. They're doing the defaults a bit more European, as it were, but they also had that momentum-based, more aggressive North American EG style that we've seen in the past. So it looks right now that they have a very good mix. I think it's pretty simple as to the breakdown of what Obo and Mihu are bringing. That hunger, right? We know that Tarek's gone, we know that Ethan's gone, we know that this EG roster had been together for some time.
When your team is like kind of on a downfall and the ship is sinking and somebody comes in with a full energy, like let's play, let's go. He brings ideas, lift up your energy, the mood, the confidence, and that's what it's all about.
Obo can cause a lot of damage here. He knows he can't peek heavily. He has to be focused on this left side. Mantu's in as well. Info and shots, and Obo, sharp as a knife, cuts them down to size. And so we return to the streets of Dust2. It's our second quarter final of IEM Summer. I'm Machine, I'm joined by Sponge, and this was a battering from Gambit until EG did get the sleep out of their eyes and the frags on the board. We had 3 players going 0-6. Well, that changed, and now so did the score. 8-7. Evil Geniuses take to the defense now, and so we could very well be seeing a competitive second half out of this one. There is still, and I imagine the odds still reflecting it, hope for EG. Yeah, okay, they've given them a bit more credit now, but Gambit's still definitely taking the lion's share. We've got a double smoke. Bro, so now you've got long frags and you've got 2 smokes. Do you not want to end back long? They've gone through tons. So let's find out how this one shapes up. It could be the mid-split smokes. It could be a hinge. Okay. So up short. The CTs are very mobile. They can hear all of this.
They're just gamble stacking right now.
Yeah, but it's the right call. Breeze has to drop off.
Reconfirm now.
Yeah, and they're all ready to fight CT ramp. There's no way Gambit are going to be expecting this.
Wait, they're coming through mid doors. They're going for a quick retake right here. So straight up through mid doors, Cat behind Stan. They can really just fight this site.
Yeah, there's a lot of fights and they're not planting for that side. So many bodies on the site. Everyone's tapping away. USP's favored in this exchange. Gambit dropping like flies to Obo. Inters with 1 in return. It's getting frisky now. Axile arriving to try and hold the cross from long. It's a tight line. Oh, but a very quick headshot. Oh, Axile, nearly spectacular. Cirque saves EG. Some very hard shots in quick succession out of Axile. He takes 3 in the round, but it's Cirque double that converts off the back of Obo's. Blood-splattered, blood-stained sight. EG will take the CT pistol.
Oh, I'd love to see that one again. When you have Axel in that position right there as Gambit, the player Goose on the player side, it feels like you can just completely cower and hide. Here it is again. So Axel grabs that one. Yeah, look, I'm really splitting hairs here, but you can almost treat that like a little bit of an AWP. Unless they cross his line of sight, you stay tucked. You take that contact as tight as you possibly can. So a round that started great from Axile, almost ended in the same fashion. Unfortunately, Gambit, they have to force buy. An AK, a Galil, got himself a scout. The buy's looking pretty good, but EG are actually in a position here to get the lead for the first time in this matchup.
Worth noting, Exile has only fired his Glock. So this AK may come as a surprise. It's the Deagle instead that feels the feed, and it's Breeze, who's really not been having a fantastic time here on Dust2. Another death for him to stew over.
Very key role for Breeze as well, Alex. He's the long anchor, so going to need a bit more out of him here.
Oh, perfect weapon for the job. Cirque's Org feels the feed, and he's ready for more. Flash for the walk-up, and it's Mihu to swing off. Oh, two great bursts out of the MP9 and sealing the fate of Gambit Esports. What are you supposed to do? Yeah, you've got the sight, but you ain't got the bomb. Mihu does, and even the rotate through shorts being held. Nafany, ooh, has got a chance here. Missing his shots, and Obo, after the dink, will finish off what he started. Hobbit loudly walking into Stan. We have 9, folks. EG, they deal with the force. We're looking at, never mind 9, maybe 10, before we see Gambit give it another go.
Oh, might need Gambit here to take a timeout and pull up their socks when they look into the first gun round here at the half. But this was great from me, who salvaged what was the long hold disintegrating in front of his eyes. And yeah, you're right. This is the full eco. It will be Deagle for Inters. Same can be said for Hobbit. We've got a flash for Nafany and a HE for Axel. So interesting to see what he wants to do with this. I mentioned it during the first half of play. Some of these setups from EG can get a little bit gambly. They have Stan anchoring that B bomb site. They do the 4-man leans over towards A, and then sometimes they even just stay in that formation. So if Gambit have been doing their homework, they might be able to pip the gap with some B pressure or B splits early. But right now, being able to establish a standard setup, we've got Mihu over towards mid-long, Cirque and Breeze locking down the long doors. Stan patrolling the back of the B site, and Obo just outside the doors here, ready to help when called upon. Jump peek with the flash, so as soon as he takes a bit of contact here, we'll be able to use some of his util to slow them on down. Nafany lining up the flash. And it is down to the Deagles here of Hobbit and Inters to make something work.
Indecision, mother of all. Looks like Hobo has tidied things up. Stan just has to finish the job now. If he goes down, there could be issues. Inters finds him cleanly. And now, just this Deagle, a single Deagle, has got them not only a sight, but a 3v3 retake. Cirque, Breeze, Mihu, they have to go together. There shouldn't be too much more to be concerned about. They still have a kit. They can take their time, group up, and they are the better equipped unit. Oh, but the flash? Maybe. Perfectly timed damage, but not ready for the off angle of Nafany. Mihu's dealt with all their problems. And good use of their util as well, just to keep Shiro busy. EG do defend their honor, albeit at quite the cost. They put 3 bodies down, not bad for Gambit's $700 investment.
All right, well, this is really going to start getting hot for Gambit. Over there on the EG buy, they can drop Cirque and AWP. Obo's loaded with cash. He can get himself an AK in exchange, and they can really just filter the guns around here to make the buy as potent as possible. As Gambit, well, they're able to get a full buyout as well. Full util, AWP, AKs are there. But they're up against it. What are they going to do here to set the tone in this T half? Obo solo B, 2 towards Cap, mind you. 1 spawn rotating back, and ooh, Cirque set up for a bit of a early peek here down towards the lower tunnels. They've evacuated immediately. So I'm assuming on that little jump towards lower tunnels, maybe they caught that boost from Cirque, because they're dropping all the way back towards long. And guess what? EG have now just found their second man, rotate over to help on Stan. So this is great from the North American side. Yeah,
they're in exactly the right place. Gambit are about to walk straight into the trap. It starts to slam shut. Cirque with the first. And you can see, look at this, second guessing themselves now. They are. They're pivoting back. The fact the AWP has now been spotted on long, they have to maneuver trying to avoid Cirque. Heading short. Exile's smoke will keep eyes on long. Inter's just hoping Mihu wants answers a bit too soon. Oh, great molly. Look at that. It was exactly on Stan's walk-up. Exile's done very well to keep Stan busy, but Cirque's no longer preoccupied. He's focused in the right part of the map. Flashes aren't going to catch him. Hobbit will. Okay, Gambit have a chance here. The window's open. They just have to jump through. No way he's taking that fight. Stan, long range, has taken Hobbit off the site. Oh. Finally, Axel feels the feed for 1. Cost him a dink. Will they get the bomb down? Will they contest it? Maybe a jump peek. There's 3 of them there, all on this elevator side. Inter's pre-firing or pre-aiming. The molly will make things awkward. They can't push through yet. They're going for a boost elsewhere. This is not bad. It's in the blind spot of Inters. Oh, a chance. A very real chance here if he could just get up. Oh, now spotted out. They're going to have to hurry up now. Takes the time for the reload. This crossfire is brutal.
Wow.
Not with a shot like that from Mihu. Shiro alongside with Inters. Only Breeze now brought down so low. There's very little hope and not enough time. Gambit will convert on A.
Oh, that was so sketchy. A knife's edge for a moment there. Look how much pressure EG are applying in these site-taking situations, right? You consider the other half. When EG were getting in, it felt like Gambit were already saving, or they were too far away to keep things janky and awkward like this. But it never felt like Gambit weren't under pressure there. Some of that applied by Hobbit's swing towards top of site.
I was very impressed. I was like, this is a
audacious,
ambitious shot he's going for.
Well, interesting maneuver, but regardless, round converted, 10-9 now, still in favor of EG. I'm not sure they'll be able to hold on to this lead, though. Their money situation right now has forced out a bit of a timeout. They're second. We've got 4.5 on the likes of Breeze and Cirque. Cirque could actually buy an AWP, Glass Cannon. So if they want to try a maneuver that could catch Gambit off guard, why the hell not? And they're actually going for it. Breeze is brought in. Cirque's on the Glass Cannon. Force buy from Stan. Mihu's into a Deagle. Obo's still deciding what he wants to purchase here, but it will be that MP9. Even a bit of util around it, Gambit.
Interesting.
This is going to be a tough one for you to crack here, especially with how flicky Cirque can be. Oh, this is great. Shiro can call long clear. Ooh, doesn't want to play in front of the smoke, so that information will be denied. Now, how much can EG get out of this force buy? Lots of bodies around mid doors right now. And Gambit are hitting the brakes. Taking this one slow. I guess they need to feel out what they're dealing with here before they get too ahead of themselves.
Yeah, I think EG have definitely pulled all of the respect back in line. Don't forget, this could come as a surprise, the glass cannon AWP.
Oh my lord.
My god, that was fast.
Lightning.
From Cirque, yeah.
Whew.
Slither of his opponent, Nafany. Just his love handle poking out, and that's all it takes.
Watch this stall out Gambit though, right? They have to be scared of this AWP. The mid door smoke. Oh, with a flash as well. Again, Mihu with a huge shot.
It's actually potentially enough to turn the whole round on its head. A Breeze on short. If Axel keeps walking as bravely as he is, Breeze is a dead man. Stands there to bodyguard him. Cirque's now been spotted out by Hobbit, bounding over to B.
Running out of time here, boys.
Yeah, 25. It looks like the gamble call's been made and it's the wrong one. No one's home. Bomb for long. Uncontested. EG might just have to concede this one, despite the man advantage.
This is a quandary right now.
Right?
Do you want to give everything up? You know that they're fortified. Hobbit's still close mid doors. You have to deal with him. How are they going to get past this?
If they find Hobbit, we're on. And it's a big fat no in the feed. Hobbit taking down Obo as well.
Halfway ticked. No kit.
Stan's walking up.
They're having a look.
Like he wouldn't mind if he just jumped and shot their head. Oh, yoy. They're coming. They're coming, Shiro. They got kits and they want your blood. That's the headshot he needed to hit. Never mind the second. And I think Cirque's just getting the hell out of dodge. He's being hunted down. I think he assumes he's gone short. So, ooh, that's Shiro dead. No one else can touch him. He'll save the AWP, but Gambit will save themselves.
Oh, that one got very, very close for a moment there. That shot from Cirque. Bloody hell. Check this one out again. Oof. Whiplash on that. Mihu hit a banger as well off that flash of Breeze and then able to convert Shiro with some much needed impact here. Okay, well, they still have to deal with the AWP, but they don't have to deal with the force buy of everybody else on EG. So what are Gambit going to do to avoid the big green? Looks like Nafany just going to be charging towards long here. Has a Mac 10. You're going to see him bounding, and he's actually given an open runway. Nobody to contest from EG out towards long whatsoever. Cirque is over towards the A site, so...
What's the logic, Chad, behind the T-smoke they've thrown there on long? That's the drop pit? Or not even?
I think maybe they flubbed it. You normally want it to be a bit deeper to the
just
corner, right?
Smoke,
Yeah,
so it was a different lineup. It like landed by the wooden pole that typically CTs are bouncing their smoke off.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that evolution in the meta means they want to start leaving a gap. I kind of missed it there. So
No stress, and perhaps literally just a flub. Smoke that I'm overthinking. Shiro has spotted a couple poking their heads in mid, and oh, actually, they landed a shot on that. Was it a P250, or was that?
Cirque's Orb, I think.
Yeah, okay, makes more sense. And Cirque's Orb not only tagging, but fragging.
They're very scared of this, right? Axel's been in pit this entire time.
Oh, that's a full cancel call. Cirque defending B. He's still in CT, but by hitting that shot, he sent the bomb packing all the way to A.
If Obo wins this fight, that's an AK. And then they have to go A.
Oh, this is falling apart, isn't it? Nafny will check it. Oh, no, he didn't. The AK is falling into enemy hands.
Huge problems. Massive problems. Shiro's low. They know they're coming. They're ready for this.
Letting it slip here. Just a saved AWP and some pistols. And the stack is in the right place. Nade softening him up. Not quite. Axar's on his way. We haven't seen an Axar moment. Time for the pop-off. Oh, okay. Necessary frags, but not enough. Mihu's got more USP and down to a one-on-one. 10 seconds on the clock, Chad.
Oh.
Shiro did not have time to plant. It was truly down to that 1v1. Mihu just didn't have enough time, not enough gas in the tank. And Gambit will make it 11, but by the skin of their teeth. This was it. This is how they fully forced to rotate.
We're not going to B anymore, guys.
Cancel
and
that.
this is the kill that really could have secured EG the round, right? That's an AK. It's more than the AK. It's complete information, right? Obo has so much. He peers out mid. Guys, there's nothing mid. There's nothing tunnels. They're coming long. The fact that I feel like EG should have snatched that one away. That was great. Just prodding them around the map. And you know what? That's forced Gambit to take another timeout. They're having to talk through their options here. I'm going to have a quick look at CT spawn right now because I don't think there's enough money to actually get Cirque another AWP, so he might have to go into a scout or a rifle. Which after those 2 rounds in a row, one where it was forced, one where it was saved, and just how much he almost got out of it, it feels pretty hard done by, you know?
Certainly. You can see his reluctance as it's an armored M4A1. Won't quite have the same impact.
Ooh, they're sending 4 towards B early. This might be a bit of an explosive maneuver here. Shiro denied immediately. So the smoke lands. The idea was Shiro comes and picks, but as soon as that goes down, they're having to rejig their contact. Towards lower dark they go. No secret about it either. Util being used, scope being heard. Stan being mollied. Just a little bit back by Inters. Currently leading the scoreboard right now for the server. 20 kills for him.
Hearing a lot there. The 2 new boys for EG. Hanging out in middle. So essentially, they're just fishing for a pick on Shiro here. They're hoping the CTs react to that short util, start touching their keyboard, and Shiro gets to click his mouse. Now, it hasn't gone down that way. So what plan 2 looks like the double smokes for CT. And it's Obo and Mihu who can just completely foil this. That's if Hobbit doesn't change plans. Nice from Mihu, 2. And it's Shiro with the close quarters AWP. Here we go. Straight through the tunnels. Axar to take mid. The rotate's coming in through top mid. Axar checks it, but Breeze has got a big frag. He was supposed to keep him busy. Now what do you do? Intis is going to test the waters. He's loud about this. Flashed off. Lower? Surely he's going to isolate Stan.
Shiro's going low. There's no time. He has to go B. Shiro, is there even time now? Shiro, what have you done?
Oh, he might have thrown the round. Les Inters just saves the day with a double frag.
Oh,
he's gonna save them. I think he had just enough time, Chad. I'm not so sure. Shiro, just by holding his nerve on that mid-presence, he could have very well let the whole round slip away. Good catch from Chad. That was very close. Look how much risk Inters had to take to open up on Stan.
What is happening right now? The Gambit.
8-7. Let's Shiro 5. You know, he actually didn't have time. He actually didn't have time.
What?
You cheeky monkey. He's gotten away with that. He's gotten away with murder. Thank you, Inters. Catching EG as they storm the site, because obviously they're looking at the clock as well.
Yeah.
They're like, they have to be planting now, and they're not.
What on earth has been the last few rounds?
Very odd.
They might need a watch sponsorship over there at Gambit.
That's funny. Yeah, fair play.
Look, another throwback to the podcast I just did with Hampus. He was talking about the way that Gambit clutch, and they have like a Shiro clutch that they do, which is they give Shiro the bomb.
Yeah.
He just hides somewhere close to a bomb site. The other guy runs off and tries to draw the rotations, then Shiro clutches. But you can't do that with only 15 seconds on the clock, mate. And you weren't even close to the other bomb site.
It could have been straight up like, by the way, you got bombed by, you know, like your teammates haven't said anything, and then eventually like, hey, Shiro,
you got the bomb, mate.
You got bomb. You got bomb. Oh, sorry, man. Oh, it's not going to be apologizing for too long. He's already opened up round 23 with a frag onto Cirque. And this is with just the Deagles, a partial investment, if you will. Mihu previously defended this very same push. Now he's the one to throw it into the mix, and he's found out.
Back of the head.
Single tap. Oh, Nafany. He's made that Tons walk look very stylish.
Have a peek, Obo, I dare ya, says Shiro. Through the doors, headshot, and, well, it's now just Stan, the last man. And I think they want blood here. Nafany's running out mid with the Glock only, just for info. Secure that and into to the rescue. So a clean one there from Gambit, and that is actually going to do a lot for them considering how the last few have gone. So taking control of this game again Gambit, and they just have to contest against 1 or 2 more gun rounds, and they will secure map number 1, even though it has been a rocky road.
It certainly has. Marshmallows and caramel all over the shop.
All over the face right now. Could use some of that sugar, actually.
Cirque has got himself another AWP. Now, that's where we've seen EG CT rounds be acquired. Let's see if he can continue the trend here. Nafi looks like he wants to go straight towards that mid-door fight. Very proactive Gambit. So short battle continues.
Curious to see if we just see a bit of a change in pace here. Shiro's setting up right now in case there is re-aggression from top A. We can see Cirque's not going to do that. He's over towards mid-long with this AWP on the jiggle here, waiting for the execute. Now, he got punished by this last time because Hobbit was just ahead of those smokes. That actually left a massive blind spot, and now Cirque is searching, so Shiro set up perfectly for this. He should punish.
No way. I'm just looking at Shiro's webcam. Bang! He gets what he wanted. And now EG on the back foot, and they're starting to wobble. Running out of options, looks like 14 looms. Stan's already made the save call. And that's how it goes down. Damn, Gambit, patience rewarded. They know Cirque wants info eventually. You painted the picture perfectly, and now he watches it transpires. Will there be a hunt?
They are already on it. 2 players in the lower tunnels. Axel and Inters are working on this. Nafany applying pressure, but Breeze could alleviate this from T-spawn. This is odd.
You're right, he's actually going to catch the cross. You don't see that too often. They actually check him. Ooh. Oh, they're not keeping a thing, are they? They're not keeping a single weapon. Stan would have to defend his honor. They're pushing every angle. Yeah, that's the end of him. And they have got nothing to show for themselves coming into the next round of play. Round 25, 3 grand, high-end 4 for EG.
Yeah, a bit of a yikes here. This is now 6 rounds on the trot for Gambit, and it doesn't feel like 6 just because of the nature of the rounds that we saw. There was a patch of rounds that Gambit won where there was 2 players alive, 1 player alive, 1 player alive, 2 players alive, right? That shows you how close that spree of 4 was. It's only these last 2 where they've really started to lay down the pain and take this game away from EG, who once again are left with just pistols. So they'll have to defend here with these Deagles for 15. Well, that's a deep smoke.
That is so brave. He hears it. He knows he's got a hunting pistol around the corner. There's no way he gets away through the smoke. Oh, that's frustrating for EG to have him right in front of your face.
It was their own smoke too, so that one right there is an avenue to an entry. And Stan missing the conversion too. It's getting worse.
Yeah, it's going to sour the mood a little bit. And so they're presented with an ultimatum. Win 5 consecutive CT rounds or concede Gambit's map pick against them.
I just quickly want to correct the statement I made earlier, Alex, before we finish this map.
Yeah.
I inquired with production. Overpass, Gambit have selected to start on the CT side. It was a little bit of a snafu on the graphic, so no harm, no foul. But,
okay, but
next map will be interesting with Gambit on the
surprise
CT.
T-side pick is not such a surprise as it is standard procedure. Three scoped weapons for EG to start this 5-round run. And Nafni snuck through the doors. Obo's responsibility for now. Oh, this is the perfect time to be calling a B, isn't it?
And this is one of those four-man heavy leans over towards that A side. Obo...
Oh, he's going to assume it's clear. Yeah, completely. Nafni was ahead of the util. Now he drops his own. Stan is on life support. Mihu's got to push and disrespect the smoke, and he has converted. Maybe they can at least defend Stan. He's Molotov'd out now. Mihu is sprinting to support his teammate. In-game leader comes up with a quick flick. And Axel onto Breeze. I think Shiro's changed his mind. Frag onto Waze sent him straight towards spawn. So Cirque and Mihu on this wild race to catch info through mid. Axel taking space A. This ends here. Cirque's got to come through CT. He's actually just playing it passive to catch the cross. So that is where Shiro's going to have to come from, right?
Yeah, has to go long. So if Cirque wins the fight, there is a chance that this round can be taken by EG.
No util other than a molly. That's not going to save you, is it? That black smoke will not guise Cirque's double scope.
Comes out of the timing here. He's not scoped in. There's be a quick flick.
Oh, Axel dropped down, confirmed his presence. Okay, that's enough to get Cirque off the line. Never mind, off the line. He's out of the round. And perhaps EG out of Dust2.
Mihu's flanking long here. There's a slight window. Axel's pushed deep into spawn. Shiro needs to look towards long.
Ooh, no, a chance. And it's lost. Big find. Gambit will convert their map pick. EG, though, looking competitive as we ready ourselves for Overpass. Frankie Ward going to be hanging out with the boys in just a minute. We'll take a break, come back and break down that first map.